December 2007. A bathroom floor in Detroit. Cold tile pressing against skin that's lost all feeling. Marshall Mathers lies motionless, his heart rate dropping, his breathing shallow and irregular. The pills, Vicodin, Valium, Ambien, scattered across the counter tell part of the story. But they don't tell you about the demons that brought him here. They don't tell you about the voice inside his head that's been screaming for silence. For years, the world knew him as Eminem, the fastest rapper alive, the man who couldn't be stopped. But right now, in this moment, Marshall Bruce Mathers III is dying. His body temperature plummets, organs begin shutting down. The methadone coursing through his system, equivalent to 4 bags of heroin, is pulling him under. He's overdosing, and he doesn't even know it. There's no dramatic moment of realization, no flash of regret, just darkness creeping in from the edges, threatening to swallow everything he's built, everything he's survived, everything he is. This is where we find him, at the absolute bottom. And if you're wondering how the most successful rapper of all time ended up here, you're about to discover a story darker than anything he ever wrote. Before you dive deeper into this journey, make sure you're subscribed, because what happens next will change everything you thought you knew about survival, redemption, and the cost of being a legend. Chapter 2: Birth of a Monster. But let's rewind, because the bathroom floor doesn't explain the beginning. It doesn't show you the trailer parks of Detroit, the poverty that clung to Marshall's childhood like a second skin. Born in 1972 in St. Joseph, Missouri, Marshall bounced between Detroit and Missouri, following a mother whose own struggles left scars he'd carry forever. Debbie Mathers wasn't just strict, she was volatile, unpredictable, a storm that Marshall learned to navigate or hide from. School was hell. Being one of the few white kids in a predominantly black neighborhood made him a target. He was beaten, bullied, and once hit so hard he spent days in a coma. The pain didn't make him weaker, it forged something inside him, a rage, a need to prove himself, a hunger that couldn't be satisfied. Hip-hop became his escape. In the late 80s, when most white kids were listening to rock, Marshall was studying the craft of rap like it was scripture. He'd battle anyone, anywhere, underground clubs, parking lots, street corners, it didn't matter. He was Eminem now, a persona that let him say everything Marshall couldn't. The anger, the humor, the darkness, it all poured out through this character. But success didn't come easy. Record labels rejected him over and over. Too white, too angry, too different. He worked dead-end jobs, struggled to provide for Haley, watched his relationship with Kim, his high school sweetheart, collapse and rebuild in toxic cycles. Poverty wasn't just an inconvenience, it was suffocating. There were nights when feeding Haley meant he didn't eat, nights when the electricity got cut off, nights when giving up seemed like the only option left. Then came Dr. Dre. The legendary producer heard Eminem's Slim Shady EP and recognized something the industry had missed: raw, undeniable genius. In 1999, the Slim Shady LP dropped, and Marshall Mathers became a phenomenon. The controversy, the shock value, the technical mastery, it was unlike anything hip-hop had seen. He wasn't just rapping, he was exorcising demons in real time, inviting the world to watch. By 2000, Eminem wasn't just famous, he was inescapable. The Marshall Mathers LP became the fastest-selling hip-hop album in history, 7 million copies in the first 3 months alone. Awards, sold-out shows, movie deals, he'd made it. The kid from the trailer park had conquered the world. But fame came with a price nobody warned him about. Every lyric dissected, every word weaponized. Politicians called him dangerous, parents called him a bad influence, the media painted him as a villain, and suddenly the thing that saved him, his art, became the thing suffocating him. The pressure to stay controversial, to top himself, to remain relevant, was crushing. And then there was Kim. Their relationship was gasoline and matches, love and hatred existing in the same breath. They married, divorced, remarried, and divorced again, each cycle more destructive than the last. He poured their toxicity into songs like Kim, a track so violent and raw it made listeners uncomfortable. But that discomfort was real, that pain was real, and Marshall was living it every day. His best friend, Proof, kept him grounded. Proof was family, the brother Marshall never had. But in April 2006, Proof was shot and killed outside a Detroit club. The news shattered Marshall. Depression, which had always lurked in the background, now consumed him completely. The world kept demanding more music, more performances, more of Eminem, but Marshall had nothing left to give. That's when the pills became more than just pain management. After a hip injury, doctors prescribed Vicodin. It dulled the physical pain, sure, but it also quieted the screaming in his mind, the grief, the pressure, the emptiness. Soon, Vicodin wasn't enough. He added Valium, Ambien, Xanax, methadone. His tolerance skyrocketed. What started as a few pills a day turned into handfuls, then hundreds. At his worst, Marshall was taking up to 80 Vicodin a day, chasing a numbness that never lasted long enough. His weight ballooned, his skin turned gray, friends stopped recognizing him, the music stopped. For years, Eminem, one of the greatest artists alive, couldn't write a single bar that mattered. The addiction had eaten everything, his creativity, his relationships, his will to live. December 2007. Back to the bathroom floor. His body finally gives out. The overdose isn't dramatic, it's quiet, almost peaceful. Marshall's daughter isn't there. His friends aren't there. It's just him and the darkness is winning. Somehow he wakes up. Somehow his body survives what should have killed him. Doctors later tell him his organs were on the verge of complete failure. Another hour, maybe less, and he would have been gone. No comeback, no redemption. Just another tragic statistic, another cautionary tale about fame and addiction. But waking up doesn't mean the war is over. Marshall checks into rehab, but he doesn't stay sober. He relapses hard, convincing himself he can manage it, that he's different, that he's in control. The truth, he's drowning. For months, he cycles between brief sobriety and catastrophic relapses, each one pulling him closer to the edge. In April 2008, something clicks. Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's exhaustion. Maybe it's the memory of Haley, growing up without a father because addiction stole him. Whatever it is, Marshall decides to get clean, for real this time. He enters treatment again, but this time he commits. He faces the withdrawal, the pain, the raw reality of what he's done to himself. Sobriety is hell. His body revolts. He can't sleep, can't eat, can't think. For weeks he's a shell. But slowly, agonizingly, he starts to rebuild. He exercises obsessively, running until his lungs burn, lifting weights until his muscles scream, anything to replace the high of the pills. And then, cautiously, he picks up a pen again. 2009, relapse drops. It's dark, chaotic, and divisive, but it's proof that Eminem still exists. The critics are mixed, the fans uncertain, but Eminem doesn't care. He's writing again, he's alive again, and that's enough. A year later, Recovery arrives, and everything changes. This isn't just a comeback album, it's a declaration. Not Afraid, Love the Way You Lie, No Love, tracks that dominate the charts and remind the world why Eminem became a legend in the first place. The album sells millions, wins Grammys, and reestablishes him as one of the greatest to ever touch a microphone. But more importantly, it proved something Marshall needed to know. He could survive without the pills. He could create without the drugs. He could be Eminem and Marshall at the same time, without one destroying the other. The years that follow solidify his legacy. The Marshall Mathers LP2, Revival, Kamikaze, Music to be Murdered By, each album a testament to his evolution, his resilience, his refusal to fade away. He's no longer the angry kid from Detroit. He's a survivor, a father, a legend who looked death in the face and chose to keep fighting. Today, Eminem stands as one of the best-selling artists of all time. Over 220 million records sold worldwide, 15 Grammy Awards, an Oscar, a spot in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Numbers that tell part of the story, but not all of it. The real legacy